Hello everyone and welcome to Spirit Watch, a map in PvP for Guild Wars 2. Now, with a new patch has come some big changes to Spirit Watch, mainly orientated around the orb mechanic. The map is great, it's completely viable for competitive play, but the orb mechanic wasn't, which is why we've maybe not seen it in PvP competitive games and on streams and casts and whatnot. So, orb mechanic has been changed. They've also changed the timings that the orb is available at and the points scored as well. So that's what we're going to go through in this map right now. Jumping straight into the map, the first orb spawn is at 13 minutes. That's the only real dedicated time, because the orb will spawn again after it has been captured, but that's 2 minutes after it has been put onto a capture point. So let's go through the abilities that are available when you pick up the orb, because now your abilities are not used whilst you have the actual orb in your hands. So the first ability is Power Bolt. Release a burst of energy to damage your target. Basic damage, range of 1200, and it is also a physical projectile combo finisher. Now obviously you need to have some kind of damage to assist with your team and actually moving through the map, and I like the fact that they've not given you abilities for your class while you have the orb, because obviously certain advantages such as mobility and whatnot come into play. After all, you don't want to have like a charge or a warrior using his greatsword to advance further, because the reason this has happened is so that people are more inclined to protect the carrier that's moving through. Okay, so let's go to this second ability. So you need some control, so you can actually, if you're running this solo, you need some kind of stun effect. So Orb Strike, hit your foe with the orb, stunning them. So you get a bit of damage and you get a 2-second stun. So that's actually quite good. If you've got opponents coming onto you as well and people are delayed in protecting you, that stun will be quite effective in terms of your own defense, and even utilizing it to damage an enemy down as well. So you can see that on the screen. Haven't got anyone to stun at the moment, unfortunately, but there you go. So then the final ability on the fifth skill is going to be Return. So that's end the transformation and return to your true form. So of course that means you will return to your class, the orb will be dropped on the floor, it can be picked up again, but remember there is a certain amount of time before that orb will despawn and will go back to the plinth in the middle of the map, where you have to re-channel it to pick it up again and run it to a capture point of your choosing. This is what it looks like. Obviously we all know what transform looks like. Let's move on to the capture points and what exactly you get when you drop off the orb on those caps. So with the orb in hand, I have the abilities and I have a capture point on the map in my favor. Gonna go with the orb, cap the point, and I get 50 points, as you can see on the screen. Capping the orb on a neutral point will give you 25 points. They have buffed the amount of points you get from capping the orb, saying that it is a good swing mechanic, and because the orb is less available in the map, they felt that obviously buffing the points meant that it was still something that was worth going for. So now you can see that I will cap the point and move back into the map. So now we can move on to looking at the orb and it being capped on an enemy point. So you'll still get 25 points, the same as a neutral, but you will flip the cap into a neutral state as well, where you can then capture it in your favor. With more value added to the orb captures and the lesser amount of time that's available, I really feel like the orb mechanic could work very well in competitive. That's it for the changes on Spirit Watch, but I feel like even though they're not massive changes, i.e. to the map itself, they are massive changes in terms of making this map more competitive, and even for a chance for it to come into tournaments, come into Pro League as well. Enjoy the map, guys, give them feedback and let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video.